Episode 56 SZ April 12, 2024. RAWSEP Talk Show Part 6. World Bank counts PM 2.5 in dollars. With smoke included? RAWSEP Talk Show Part 6. World Bank counts PM 2.5 in dollars. With smoke included? In Episode 56 SZ1, Milan would burning pizza places pollute, and should be PM 2.5 monitored and stopped. 2. Our Common Air, OCA, is proposing 4. PM 2.5 pollution eradication. Planks, AFTS, AFS 1A is for asset. Value clean air as an asset. 2. F is for finance. Finance the transition. 3. T is for target and track. Set clean air targets for all and collaboratively track progress. And 4. S is for solutions. Work together to achieve solutions. From mitigation to protection, the group is calling for a change in focus from mitigating air pollution as a harm to recognizing and valuing clean air as an asset. By highlighting the connections between clean air, reduced health risks, and economic prosperity, our Common Air aims to build a compelling economic case for clearing the air. A study by the Clean Air Fund showed that action to reduce emissions to slow climate change also helps to cut air pollution. Our global public finance institutions should recognize and reinforce these two birds, one stone solutions. 3. Examples from the Clean Air Fund website blog in the United Kingdom and South Africa in 2024. 4. Whenever RAWSEP's editor met the word fossil fuel on these websites, RAWSEP assumed for the sake of argument, and out of the generosity of spirit that assumes the best in other human beings, that the website writer really meant fossil fuel plus wood fuel and other solid fuels, and RAWSEP assumed the website writer was just too lazy to use the long, 9-word, full description of PM 2.5 pollution sources. To paraphrase Will Rogers, I joked about every prominent man of my time, but I never met a man I didn't like, except those who wouldn't admit that wood burning emits 2.8 times the CO2 and PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning, and except those who wouldn't admit that wood burning emits 450 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning. 1. Milan wood burning pizza places pollute, and should be PM 2.5 monitored and stopped. Larry the litigator as anchor today, bringing his roving microphone to Italy of all places, where Milan is setting PM 2.5 pollution level records, and where Milan citizens are thinking of suing Milan's mayor to bring the level of PM 2.5 down. How could wood burning particulate PM 2.5 levels in Milan? Mainly here in this wood burning pizza parlor, caused by wood burning, with a soup zone of a little traffic PM 2.5, possibly, go down? Larry has some clear ideas. Stop indoor residential wood burning, and stop those pesky wood-fired pizza places. Since working-class 1940s Naples, Italy started an ordinary margherita pizza craze by catering to World War II GI's taste for pizza as fast food. Fashionable Milan, Italy can return Italy, as an artistic nation, to a sedate, civilized indoor dining experience with soft LED lights and pizza flavored by both delicate and robust flavors combined, using a green rainbow of natural spices, instead of the smudge pot of wood ash currently deposited on and smeared on wood-fired pizzas. Or, wood smoke flavoring can be ceremoniously dolloped on oven-baked pizzas instead of laboriously wood-burning the pizzas to a fine blackened mess, as wood-burning pizza is done now. Another fine mess, as Oliver Hardy would say. Correction, neither Oliver Hardy nor Stan Laurel ever uttered another fine mess on film in their entire film careers from 1927 to 1951. Correction, shut down wood-burning pizza places, one place at a time if necessary, using the evidence from PM 2.5 monitors hung from the eaves of homes adjacent to wood-fired pizza places, which wood smoke enters the yards of near neighbors and sickens them. To show pizza parlor patrons that you really care, you could also, additionally, dry out the pizzas for hours in the sun, draped on marble statues, to attain sun-dried crispness. The green rainbow of spices that Larry the litigator recommends, for each pizza, are 4 tablespoons oregano, 2 tablespoons basil, 1 tablespoon dried onion flakes, 1 tablespoon garlic powder, 1 tablespoon thyme, 1 tablespoon fennel, 1 tablespoon paprika, and 1 tablespoon black pepper, coarsely ground. 2. Our Common Air, OCA, is proposing 4. PM 2.5 pollution eradication. Planks. 1A is for asset. Value clean air as an asset. 2. F is for finance. Finance the transition. 3. T is for target and track. Set clean air targets for all and collaboratively track progress. And 4. S is for solutions. Work together to achieve solutions. From mitigation to protection, the group is calling for a change in focus from mitigating air pollution as a harm to recognizing and valuing clean air as an asset. By highlighting the connections between clean air, reduced health risks, and economic prosperity, our Common Air aims to build a compelling economic case for clearing the air. A study by the Clean Air Fund showed that action to reduce emissions to slow climate change also helps to cut air pollution. Our global public finance institutions should recognize and reinforce these two birds, one stone solutions. Larry the litigator. Now on to the show. I am now in Italy, at the Bellagio Center in Bellagio, Italy. Bellagio, Italian, Belledo, Camasco, Bellis, Belas, is a commune, municipality, in the province of Como in the Italian region of Lombardy. It is located on Lake Como, also known by its Latin-derived name Lario, whose arms form an inverted Y. The Rockefeller Center has offices in New York, Washington, D.C., Bangkok, Nairobi, and a conference center in Bellagio, Italy. The Rockefeller Foundation is focused on delivering impact at scale for the world's most vulnerable. So I'm assuming I'm here, one of the world's most vulnerable, being hosted here by a Rockefeller. Larry the litigator. Hey, I'm from the Chicago area. I recognize one of the names on the Our Common Air Ancillary World Bank Group. Dr. Krista Hasenkopf, Director of the Energy Policy Institute at the University of Chicago, EPIC. What is the impact of air pollution on exam results or future earnings? Can governments agree to a 2050 net zero-like goal for a key pollutant, PM 2.5? An appeal by a new group of leaders for a policy approach to air pollution, Larry interjects here, including PM 2.5 would smoke air pollution, that is like that against greenhouse gas, GHG, including an intergovernmental plan and nationally determined targets. That's from the article from yesterday. I'll just insert excerpts from episode 56 SY now. I can. It's my show. According to the article, clean air makes economic sense, says influential group ahead of World Bank meeting. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Larry the litigator. Anyway, I was wrong to think the Bellagio Center is where the World Bank will hold its spring meeting in April. World Bank meetings are April 15th to 20th, 2024 in Washington, D.C. I wonder how our common air, OCA, translates to Italian.
La nostra aria comune.
Does that Italian translation sound ominous or welcoming? You decide. If you think tackling PM 2.5 is ominously infringing on your right to pollute, you are a polluter. If you think tackling PM 2.5 is welcomingly inclusive of you and your right to breathe clean air, you are one with the World Bank ancillary group members. And what a group it is. Luminaries led by Helen Clark, former Prime Minister of New Zealand, and Dr. Soumya Swaminathan. Our common air, OCA, has put out a call to action. OCA says PM 2.5 air pollutions, including wood smoke. PM 2.5 air pollutions, devastating health costs have been documented. These include over 7 million deaths estimated by WHO, links to heart attacks, strokes, dementia, high blood pressure, low birth weight, lung cancer, and chronic lung disease, among many other ailments. About 99% of the world's population suffers air pollution above the WHO's guidelines. Commissioners and Secretariat members at the Our Common Air convened in February at the Bellagio Center, Italy. Larry the litigator. Oh, they met in Bellagio in February but are meeting in Washington, D.C., or virtually in April. Our Common Air is a new global group. Air pollution is a health and economic crisis. OCA was set up last year as an independent commission. Apart from Clark and Swaminathan, its 16 commissioners include current WHO and World Bank officials. The group is backed by the UK-based Clean Air Fund and the report, Clean Air. A call to action is where OCA is rephrasing the argument for clean air based on sound economics. Our Common Air, OCA, is proposing 4 PM 2.5 pollution eradication planks. 1A is for asset. Value clean air as an asset. 2F is for finance. Finance the transition. 3T is for target and track. Set clean air targets for all and collaboratively track progress. And 4S is for solutions. Work together to achieve solutions. The report has been released ahead of the World Bank spring meetings, which take place next week. Development finance institutions have a big role to play. From mitigation to protection, the group is calling for a change in focus from mitigating air pollution as a harm to recognizing and valuing clean air as an asset. The United States found that every $1 spent on air pollution control yielded an estimated $30 in economic benefits. The World Bank estimates that the global cost of health damage due to air pollution amounts to $8.1 trillion a year, equivalent to 6.1% of global gross domestic product, GDP. Contrast this with the $4.5 trillion needed a year by 2030 as investment in clean energy to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, as estimated by the International Energy Agency, IA. The OCA calls on insurance firms to start incorporating air pollution-related health costs in risk assessments. A study by Clean Air Fund, which supports OCA, showed that only 1% of international development funding, $2.5 billion per year, and 2% of international public climate finance, $1.66 billion per year, was committed to targeting air pollution over the last 6 years, for which full data is available. Action to reduce emissions to slow climate change also helps to cut air pollution. Our global public finance institutions should recognize and reinforce these two birds, one stone solutions by making clean air an explicit goal of existing programs. Larry the litigator. Now I'm just taking this information directly from the Our Common Air website, because the virtual meeting has not yet started and no one doing housekeeping in this building will talk to me. From the website https://www.cleanairfund.org/our-common-air. Clean air is not a luxury. It is a fundamental right and an asset. Achieving clean air is pivotal for human development, yet it is often put on the back burner. By highlighting the connections between clean air, reduced health risks, and economic prosperity, Our Common Air aims to build a compelling economic case for clearing the air and create a network of institutions to deliver solutions, provide requisite financial support, and track progress. The Our Common Air co-convener says, read the call to action. Why is cleaning up the air we share still not getting the funding it deserves? Air pollution is a problem which can be solved. Improving air quality also delivers knock-on benefits for global health. Fund collecting evidence and hold polluters accountable to advance progress on air pollution. Collective action on air pollution to ensure that the right to clean air can be realized by all. Purpose call to action commissioners announced at COP28. The Our Common Air is a global commission of high-level government figures, renowned health experts, academics, and leading climate change specialists. It was initiated by Dr. Arnab Ghosh, founder and CEO of Council on Energy, Environment and Water, and Jane Burston, founder and CEO of Clean Air Fund. Purpose. The OCA is a group of global leaders from public health, government, academia, and the private sector dedicated to create faster and effective action on clean air, reaffirm the links between slowing climate change and improving health, cost-effective opportunities to phase down fossil fuels and polluting wood burning and other polluting solid fuel burning can and must be accelerated to advance public health, well-being, and economic development. Governments should make clean air a fundamental in their climate strategies. Push for greater financial support for clean air from public and private sources. The newly established Our Common Air Commission sets out the critical importance of clean air initiatives in a new call to action. The document urges global financial institutions to invest more heavily in clean air programs to generate climate, health, and economic benefits. It also calls on global financial institutions to measure and better track the economic benefits that come from clean air, so that it is recognized as an asset for people and planet. The commissioners are Dr. Adriana Abdiner of Brazil, Dr. Alasoji Ade, Mr. Junaid Ahmad of the World Bank Group, Ms. Yvonne Akisoyer of Sierra Leone, Maria Fernanda Espinoza, Dr. Krista Hasenkopf, Director of the Energy Policy Institute at the University of Chicago, EPIC, Dr. Naoko Ishii of the University of Tokyo, Dr. Puji Lestari of Indonesia, Ms. Gina McCarthy of the World Health Organization, Ms. Martina Otto of the Climate and Clean Air Coalition, Ms. Shirley Rodriguez, Deputy Mayor, Environment and Energy, Greater London Authority, Ambassador Paul Simons, and Dr. Isabella Teixeira, Larry the Litigator. This part 6 of our talk show is turning out to be about the Clean Air Fund too. Some of the ways the Clean Air Fund has helped clean the air in 2024 so far. Let's look at the Clean Air Fund's website block. A new World Bank ancillary group called Our Common Air, OCA, is being supported by the pre-existing Clean Air Fund. Can governments agree to a 2050 net zero light goal for a key pollutant, PM2.5? Such questions are part of an appeal by a new World Bank ancillary group. OCA is calling for a change in focus from mitigating air pollution as a harm to focusing on recognizing and valuing clean air as an asset. It points out that the United States found that every $1 spent on air pollution control yielded an estimated $30 in economic benefits. 3. Examples from the Clean Air Fund website blog in the United Kingdom and South Africa in 2024. Examples of Clean Air Fund efforts in 2024 are in South Africa and in the United Kingdom, with hyperlocal PM2.5 monitoring, a technique tailored to, RAWSEP is paraphrasing here, hyperlocal by postal code, monitoring of PM2.5 pollution from indoor residential wood burning. Don't just monitor air pollution in green spaces and road junctions. Put PM2.5 monitors in the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. The United Kingdom. https://www.cleanairfund.org/news-item/small-grants-to-fight-UK-air-pollution blog February 19, 2024. Empowering UK communities through small grants to fight air pollution. UK Community Foundations, UKCF. Although hyperlocal projects may appear small, they provide valuable lessons for larger-scale approaches. The UK Community Foundation's small grant program harnesses the influence of community-driven organizations in Manchester, Liverpool, and Birmingham. United Kingdom. The air quality issues in Manchester City differ from those in a hamlet outside Birmingham. Genuine change originates from the local level. Grassroots organizations, embedded in their communities, possess an understanding that empowers them to drive change effectively. UK Community Foundations, UKCF, addresses the needs of each locale. UKCF is 47 accredited community foundations, covering every postcode in the UK. Accredited community foundations support communities through tailored funding. At UKCF, we manage multi-regional and UK-wide funding programs. It was an alignment of UKCF and the Clean Air Fund, a philanthropic foundation passionate about improving air quality. Together, we co-designed the Breathe Better Air Community Fund. The program has involved funding distribution in Manchester, Liverpool, and Birmingham. In Manchester, 15 activities have been funded by Forever Manchester. They include creating informational materials and workshops in the Jewish community, as well as establishing a new group for young people to explore air pollution at a local level. In Liverpool, Community Foundation for Merseyside has funded 12 groups to plan activities, such as collaborating with researchers to monitor air pollution at main junctions and green spaces. In Birmingham, a 100 kilometers group bicycle ride. 10 groups have been funded by Heart of England Community Foundation. Although hyperlocal projects may appear small, they provide valuable lessons for larger-scale approaches. The stories from this collaboration serve as poignant reminders that change is possible, one community at a time. South Africa. https://www.cleanairfund.org/news-item/south-africa-vu-mile-sena-any News February 12, 2024. Clean Air Fund has officially started working in South Africa as we open a new office in Johannesburg. Our national grant-making is led by the former Director of Air Quality Management for the South African government. He is joined by a portfolio manager for city-level programs as part of the Breathe Cities initiative, which will initially focus on clean air in Johannesburg. Joining us is a climate change specialist at the city of Ekurhuleni, east of Johannesburg, who was part of our Global Breathe Cities initiative in partnership with Bloomberg Philanthropies and C40 Cities. How we're tackling air pollution in South Africa. Air pollution was responsible for 25,800 premature deaths in South Africa in 2019. Nearly 100% of the population breathes air that exceeds the World Health Organization's, WHO, air quality guideline levels. South Africa is the 12th largest emitter of greenhouse gas in the world. One of the country's pollution hotspots is Johannesburg, the largest city and economic capital, which is projected to attain official megacity status of 10 million by 2030. Our program in South Africa builds on our work in African cities through our partnership with C40 Cities. Johannesburg is one of 11 cities to join our new Breathe Cities initiative. A locally led and sustainable approach will help us to accelerate systemic change in a continent bearing the brunt of the climate crisis.